Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. You read the title of this video correctly. So if you guys don't know what's happening, 6 brawlers have been predicted and leaked. Their hypercharges are confirmed to be coming to Brawl Stars in the next update. I know it's super early, especially since we're halfway through one season and it's already been leaked about the next update. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm really showing you guys, not only am I going to be showing you guys those 6 brawlers who are getting hypercharges, but I'm also going to predict what their hypercharges are going to be. I'm not the best when it comes to animating, so you're just going to have to take my word. I'm just going to have to say which hypercharges I think. So let me give you like a quick example. So if I was to say Penny's hypercharge, if I was to predict Penny's hypercharge, I would say, oh yeah, I think Penny's gonna get a hypercharge where she's able to place her super, and her super is gonna shoot 2 barrels instead of 1. You guys aren't gonna see like the 2 barrels animated. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, we're gonna start with Bo. So Bo, I actually have no idea what they're gonna do with Bo's hypercharge. I feel like they're gonna have to be very creative, because the thing with Bo is he's such a basic brawler to play, and there's not much you can really do about him. He shoots arrows, and it's only 3 of them, and then he places 1 super down. Now for his mutation, he was allowed to use infinite supers, so he could place 1 super down as well as another super. But the thing is, with Bo, you can't place more than 1 super, because look, you see that super over there? This is the remains of 1 super. If I was to place another super down, you see that would automatically get cancelled. And that is the thing that a lot of Bows hate, a lot of Bo mains. So if I was to give Bo a hypercharge, what I would do is, you see how Bo has only 1 super, I would give him 3. Yo, pause. I know it sounds broken, but if you guys think this is broken, then just wait till the Chester hypercharge I create, because that is insane. Watch till the end of the video, guys. But yeah, I think Bo's going to be able to place 3 hypercharges. So you know how Daryl and Melody both have 3 or 2 supers? Yeah, I think Bo's going to have 3. That's what they should do for his hypercharge. They should have 3 supers, and I think that's the best thing they could do, realistically, because that's the only struggle Bo mains actually have. And the next brawler that's been leaked is to be Lola. Lola is getting a hypercharge. It's crazy who leaked this hypercharge. It was actually a YouTuber. I don't know who actually did it, but all I know is it's not a European YouTuber. It's a different YouTuber. That's why I don't know his name. But Lola has been leaked to get a hypercharge. I honestly think I'm gonna have to be real creative with the hypercharge. Now, a lot of other YouTubers, when it comes to predicting, they think that Lola is gonna be able to place 2 clones. Because if you see right now, if I place a clone, and then if I get my super again, I place clone, you can't place 2 clones at the same time, which, to be honest, sucks. And that's why other YouTubers think that Lola will be able to place 2 clones. I actually don't think so. Because think about it, if you're placing 2 clones, not only is that going to be hard to control, but that's also going to be just very weird in general. Unless you place the 2 clones stacked above each other. So what I think instead Lola's hypercharge is going to be, I think it's going to be something similar to Angelo's hypercharge. If I go to Angelo right now, right, so you see if I use Angelo's hypercharge, my super follows me around, and I'm able to use my super attack, all that stuff. And it's even still here after the hypercharge duration finishes. I think the same thing or similar thing is going to happen with Lola. I think Lola's hypercharge is going to allow her super to follow her wherever she is. But then I noticed that there's not really any point, because look, my super automatically follows me. The only actual thing that it won't follow me is when it hits a wall. Like once it hits a wall, it just doesn't follow me. But then I also noticed that if Lola's clone is further away from me, it does lower damage. It does more damage. Wait, if I can actually hit a target, that would be nice. But yeah, wait, you see, look at that. Look how much damage I'm dealing. I'm doing 560. If I put it right next to me, it only does 288. I don't know if, yeah, see 280. You see that 280? That's because of my super. I think Lola's hypercharge, no matter where her super is, she will deal a consistent more damage. I think that's what's going to be. Just basically Lola's ego does more damage. That's it. Because I don't know what else a hypercharge can be for Lola. I'm so sorry, guys. But can you guys tell me what other hypercharge they can give to Lola? Because literally, that's the only thing you can do with Lola. That's literally the only thing you can do with Lola. Leaked a while back, the one with Bo. This was leaked with Bo, and honestly, I know what I'm gonna do for Meg's hypercharge. So you all know Meg's super, it's only, if you look at it, it's only 180 degrees. It's not even a complete 180 degrees, but it's just 180 degrees. I think what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna make it a full 360, so Meg can hit all around her, as well as stun enemies. I know it sounds hella broken, but imagine this one Edgar just leaping on you, and all you got is your super that only does 180 degrees. That Edgar can literally run away from the 180 degrees and go behind you and shoot you. So what about a full 360 degree super that also stuns enemies? I know it sounds broken, but I think it's going to be really good for Meg. Who's the next one? Mr. P. Yeah, Mr. P. Ooh, I'm going to have to be real creative with this one as well. Now, the next brawler who has been leaked to be getting a hypercharge is none other than your boy, Mr. P. Mr. P has to just be one of the funnest brawlers to use, and I feel like I already know what hypercharge I'm going to give him. So we all know how Mr. P only, well, his porters only give him one. You see, I only get one, what's it called? I don't even know what these things are called. I'm not a Mr. P main. But you know these porters? Yeah. So his super only generates one porter. How about this? His super will now generate 2 porters at the same time. So he can have 2 porters on the ground. Just like this. You see how there's now 2 people attacking this guy? Well, now there's 3 because this guy has came to steal the show. But like, there's 2 people attacking this guy. I think Mr. P's super will allow him to automatically farm 2 at the same time. Similar to how Eve, when Eve uses her super, she generates 3 little minions. I think Mr. P is going to generate not 3, but 2 minions. This is going to be very, very annoying, but keep in mind, these guys barely have any HP, so it's going to be very easy to defeat them. That's why Mr. P's porters now get a buff on top of that. I think instead of having 2000 HP, they should have 4000 HP, only with the hypercharge, of course, only with the hypercharge. But then this might be a little bit too broken, since most brawlers, most brawlers when it comes to hypercharges, especially if Jesse's turret, once Jesse's hypercharge is finished, Jesse's turret is still on the battlefield. So that might be the same thing with Mr. P. Mr. P's things might have to still be on the battlefield as well. I feel like it's broken, but it's not going to be that broken. The next brawler we have on this list is Chester. Honestly, Chester is strong already, but he's getting a hypercharge. I feel like he's going to be the strongest out of all the 3. For his super, for his hypercharge, I don't actually know what to do. When it comes to hypercharges, the other YouTubers have said that he will gain, well, all of his supers, how he has 5 supers, all of them combined into one super would be his hypercharge. I feel like, nah, that's too complex. Instead, I think what they should do for his hypercharge is Chester now has 2 supers. So once he uses one super, look, I'll have another one. No matter how much damage I deal, I'll just have another super. I think that's what they should just do, because not only is it nice and simple, but it's also going to be very broken. No, but honestly, I feel like Chester deserves it after receiving that one nerf. I remember he received one nerf, and now he's no longer like one of the best brawlers. So I feel like this hypercharge is definitely worth it. The hypercharge where Chester gains 2 supers instead of 1, because it's nice and simple. Now we're going to move on to the last brawler to get a hypercharge. Now this hypercharge was not 100% confirmed in the latest Brawl Talk, but it was confirmed a while back. So we're going to go and revisit that confirmation and show you guys the hypercharge. Now surprisingly, that brawler who is getting a hypercharge so happens to be Draco. I remember hearing this a while back. I don't think I can find the clip, but it was leaked that Draco was getting a hypercharge, and what Brawl Stars says was Draco's hypercharge is simply going to be that Draco's flames in his super form get more flamier. I have no idea what they mean by flamier, and it sounds a little bit mad, I'm not going to lie to you, but flamier, what I think it's going to be is when Draco uses his super, he will have a burning aura around him. Similar to Angelo. You know how Angelo, when his hypercharge is used, he gets that he gets his super around him. I think Draco is going to have this fire effect around him, where if he encounters an enemy, see how like I'm walking past these enemies right now, all of them will be burned. Now I was going to say that his attack should just receive, like, you know how Draco uses his attack and he actually, if you guys didn't know this, he shoots fire. Like, honestly, that's so surprising. But if he shoots fire, then his enemies will be set on fire. But no, that's way too broken, especially because look, he shoots way too many projectiles. I thought that was going to be his first hypercharge, like the idea, but then I noticed it was way too broken. So instead, I think if Draco just receives a dragon aura around him, burning enemies he runs into, that would be 10 times way better. I mean, even though Draco is way too strong already, literally I have him as my #1 brawler right now. He is way too strong. I think this will make him definitely even stronger. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Let me guys know, did I cook with these predictions? I'm sorry the predictions, I didn't get to animate them or anything. I'm very sorry, I'm not the best when it comes to that. But I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and join my Discord if you want to find some fire teammates to play with. Peace out.